Hi everyone, Mitch from Pick Dogs and SportsChatPlace.com here with the Puck Dogs, and I'll tell you, yesterday was one of those days where you just keep grinding. You just keep grinding, and it's they're not all, it's not always going to be gumdrops and lollipops, as they say, and yesterday I went 3-2 with my premium picks. It was kind of one of those days. You quietly cash your tickets. You call it a small win, and you're grateful for it because, man, they took no prisoners in college basketball yesterday. I don't know how it went on the ice, but I looked up. I saw Edmonton was losing and Chicago was winning. I don't know if those came out that way in the end, but I know the Bruins were losing when I looked. So.
Yeah, the Bruins lost.
What
Edmonton lost, and Chicago lost.
Chicago ended up losing that game?
6-5 or 5-4.
Wow.
Leafs won. They beat Tampa.
That was a great game.
I gotta
Yep.
say, I find Tampa so uninteresting. It's like I think they should just go away. It's just it's kind of like Oklahoma in college football. Just go away. It's like there's no
Oh,
reason.
don't worry. They'll go. They'll be gone quick. They always do.
But we're the kings of January. It's like who cares?
Yep.
Who
I hope they get
cares?
knocked out first round again.
Kentucky rolling right along. Baylor bouncing back from the loss. Um, Auburn putting the hammer down. Texas Tech not showing up at Oklahoma. Rod's LaSalle team just never got out of the box, you know.
Perfect. That was an easy one.
And Bowling Green all day against Akron.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I was 3-2 in my premium picks. I was pretty grateful for it. I went to Kapalua yesterday and I played the plantation course. And you want to talk about a beatdown? You don't even know what a beatdown is until you play this thing. I mean, this is it's not the toughest golf course I've ever played, but I would have to say it's one of the toughest golf courses I've ever played. And so here's what it looks like. Um, here's what one of the holes looks like. You can see it in the middle of the screen. I'll put it up here. Put it down below me. So you could see, man, it's just windy ocean courses, and you can see all the surfers down there in Honolulu Bay. Um, the waves were big and the winds were big. It seemed that every shot was uphill into the wind. And the ones that were downhill, it was 600-yard par fives. It was just really, really tough. It's a beautiful course, but it is a tough course, no doubt about it. It's just super, super tough. Um, but I enjoyed it, and it was definitely fun to get out there, and I'll probably get out there again. It's one of those courses that you need to know the course a little bit because just blind shot after blind shot, uphill into a green you can't see. It's like you think you're on the green, you're in a gigantic cavernous bunker, and it's like you hit the ball out of the sand, and it's just a 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing sand in your face, and you look out and it's just beautiful. Whales are breaching. It's like it is. It's nothing short of spectacular. Also, I want to say that something that Rod and Chris and I talked about yesterday is today's the 27th anniversary of the bombing in the World Trade Center. It's not of 9/11, of course, but it's of the bombing of the World Trade Center. And I was in the building that day. And let's see if I can. Here's my badge from back then. This is what I used to look like. So you can see I had hair. I had hair on my face, and I was young and excited, and I worked in 2 World Trade Center, and I walked down all those stairs. So there it is. But all my friends I lost on 9/11 and all the friends that I was with on that day, um, I think about you often. And I haven't been back to the memorial or any of those things because I can't do it. I just haven't been able to do it yet. I tried, and I was in New York. I just couldn't do it. It's too tough. But anyways, yesterday's card was extremely tough. I thought, when it all shook out, I was, like I said, 3-2. I quietly walked, to the window and cashed the tickets on a day like that. But Chris, 3 hockey games today.
Yep.
Talk to me. What do we got?
So first one, we got Colorado hosting Buffalo. I like Colorado on the puck line. I know Buffalo's been playing well, but this is still just a play against the Sabres on the road. They're not a good road team. I'll take Colorado -1.5. I also like Vegas -1.5 against Edmonton. Edmonton was scraping by Anaheim last night, and they still didn't get the job done. Vegas is red hot. They've won 6 straight coming into this one. I just think it's a recipe for disaster. Edmonton's been historically bad on a back-to-back, so I'll take Vegas -1.5, and I like Pittsburgh -1.5 against LA. Just LA, like I said, they were sellers at the trade deadline. They're not going anywhere. They're just playing out the string right now. And Pittsburgh, well, they've lost 3 in a row. This is a more than winnable spot for them to get back on track, and I think they do it by a couple of goals. So I'll take Pittsburgh on the puck line as well.
Rod, how about the under in that Pittsburgh game, Chris?
I could see it going under. I could see it being a 4-2.
I hate when people push you in one direction. What do you think about the total in that game? I hate when people say, we like the under here, don't we? Actually,
I could definitely see it being an under game here. I could see it being 4-1 or 4-2.
All right, 6 is the total in that game. I like the
okay,
under.
so
I like the under. It doesn't mean we like the under, but I like the under.
I like the over.
Well, you know
I see it.
So
5-2 game. Give me the Penguins -2.5. I think they beat the Kings by 3 goals. Plus 200 there. Give me the Avs -2.5 as well. I think they beat Buffalo by 3 goals. And I'm going to parlay those two up. Pens, Avs, -2.5, -2.5. Be plus 892 on those. And I'm going to take the Oilers. Give me the Oilers on the money line. Plus 180. The Oilers are 5-1 in this situation of third game in 4 nights this year. They're 5-1 in this spot. Give me the Oilers. Koskinen will be in net. There's those first game last night with all the new guys. Still a little rough. One of the new guys got a goal. Two of the new guys on the Oilers got a goal each, and looked real good. So it's just going to take them a couple of games to get gelling together, and that was the first one. A lot of those guys were bagged coming over from the trade halfway across the country. Give me the Oilers here. Upset Vegas.
So we've got a pretty solid card in the NBA. I have not put my premium picks in the NBA yet. I plan on doing so. I plan on putting these in shortly, or maybe I'm going to wait a little bit. But I don't know. I'm kind of struggling with some of these, so we'll see how it goes. But Chris, you see anything in the NBA that just jumps off the plate at you here?
The first one I like Dallas -5 against San Antonio. I just really like the way Dallas has been playing on the road. I know it's a in-state rivalry game, but I just think Dallas is the better team playing better basketball right now. So I'll take Dallas -5 on the road. And I also like Boston +4.5 against Utah. Even on a back-to-back, Boston's just playing really well right now as well, and I think they can at least keep this one within 4 points, if not win it outright. So I'll take Boston plus the 4.5.
How about you, Rod? Boston's third game in 4 days here on this one. Rod, what are you looking at in NBA?
For me, I like 4 NBA today. Yeah, give me the Heat over 230.5. I think Timberwolves and Heat go over. Not too much defense there. Dallas on the Spurs. I also like that over 229.5. Give me the Clippers -6.5, and I like Boston +4.5 at Utah. Jazz just have not looked so hot lately.
Like I said, I haven't put my premiums in on NBA. I'm still pouring through these. I'm really struggling with today's NBA card because the games I like just don't seem like they're all that playable. Just seems really tough. Like I like the Sixers on the road against the Cavs, but the Cavs have actually been playing pretty decent recently. The Sixers on the road are never a good bet. I like the Hawks, at home plus the 2.5. But it's the Atlanta Hawks. They don't play any defense. So in college basketball, my video cut out on VCU game. I liked VCU in that game. So that was my pick for the video. So I know that it cut out. I see all the comments. So that was my pick. Chris, how many college hoops you got today?
5.
How about you, Rod?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like 8.
All right, so start with your first 4 then.
First one for me, Bradley at Illinois State. As Illinois State team's 3-12 straight up. I think it's a good spot for Bradley to get themselves a nice win here. Give me Bradley -3. Rutgers at Penn State. Rutgers is 1-3-1. Their last 5 ATS, and they just definitely haven't been as good on the road. Penn State 7-2-1. Their last 10. Give me Penn State -6 here. Virginia at Virginia Tech. Virginia already beat up Virginia Tech earlier this year, 65-39. I'll lay the -3.5 with Virginia here on the road at Virginia Tech. Give me Virginia. And UCF at UConn. UCF here has been 5-1 ATS on the road their last 6 games. I think UConn wins this game, but I think that's too many points. Give me UCF +8.
Chris, you want to give us your first couple?
Yeah, I'm also on Virginia -2.5 as well. Virginia Tech 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games. I'm not going near that. That Virginia defense, as bad as the offense has been, the defense has been the equalizer. So I'll take Virginia -2.5. I like Rhode Island -11.5 against Fordham. Rhode Island's been up and down, but Fordham's just terrible. I don't see them scoring nearly enough to keep up with Rhode Island here. And I like Marist +5.5 against Manhattan. Marist hasn't been great winning games on the road, but they're 8-5 against the spread on the road, 7-3 against the number in their last 10 games. I think they keep this one close, if not pull off an outright upset. I'll take Marist +5.5.
I like Villanova minus the points against St. John's. I think St. John's is kind of falling apart here. I like Richmond against George Washington. Richmond's just the way better team, and it's like when you get the way better team, even though you're laying 7.5 points, you kind of have to do it. I like VCU minus the 5 against UMass. I'm saying that one because my video cut out. And I like Syracuse against Pitt. Even though the line has moved 2.5 points, I still like Syracuse in that one. Rod, let's go back to your next set of games.
I'm with Chris as well. Give me Rhode Island. This Fordham team is just garbage. They're 0-8. Their last 8. They're averaging only 52 points a game. Rhode Island's going to score way more than that. Give me the Rhode Island. Duquesne at St. Bonnie's. A little short number here. I think St. Bonnie's whoops up on Duquesne here. Give me St. Bonnie's today. And another one. Give me Maryland over Minnesota. Last I looked, it was a pick 'em. I think Maryland will beat up. Well, I don't know how much. I think Maryland will get a win here in Minnesota. Maryland's just the better team.
Chris, you want to bring it home? The last
Yeah.
few.
Yeah, my last two, I like Denver plus the 7.5 against IPFW. IPFW is pretty much almost locked into their spot in the conference tournament. And only the top 8 make the conference tournament in the summer league, and Denver's tied for last place right now. So they need to pretty much throw everything at the wall to make sure they at least get in the tournament to have an outside chance at winning it. So I'll take Denver plus the 7.5. I think they give Fort Wayne a run here. And I'll take Southern Illinois minus 2.5 against Indiana State. Southern Illinois has just been killing it at home. 12-2 straight up, 10-3 at home against the number. Indiana State 3-8 on the road, 3-7-1 against the number. I'll take the low line with Southern Illinois here.
This is just a lot of games tonight. So I like Tennessee against Arkansas. I think they got a chance to win this game outright. I kind of like pissing off the Arkansas fans. They haven't been that nice to me. I like Vandy on the money line as well against Missouri. And I think Arkansas State on the money line as well against ULL. So expect to hear a money line birdcage on the way. You guys have anything else to add? It's been a super quick show today. I've kind of been a little.
I'm with you. I'm with you on the Tennessee game. Give me Tennessee over Arkansas.
I'm a little
Uh,
flat this morning. I'll admit it. I'm kind of under the weather. I've been sick for a couple of days now. I always try and hide it the best I can. I don't make any excuses not to show up or something, right? But I always show up. But it doesn't mean I'm 100%. So that's kind of
me
where I'm
either.
at.
1 week of puppies kicking my ass.
How about the how about the trades that we saw in the NHL? Were any of these players make an impact or missing a player you think make an impact, Chris?
What we saw last night in the Edmonton game, it's like Rod said, two of their new acquisitions got on the score sheet. Tyler Ennis and Andreas Athanasiou. They made an impact right away. It's still going to be interesting to see how a lot of these newer guys come into the fold. Tampa Bay had a couple newer guys come in, and they still have to sort of gel with the lineup. But yeah, I know it's going to be interesting to see how a lot of these teams fare with their new acquisitions. I just feel bad for Joe Thornton. He wanted one more run at the Cup, and San Jose didn't trade him. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out in the offseason.
You think, like, in the long haul, like now that we're many, many years away, you think Boston letting him get away is something that they would love to have back, or
No,
no?
Yeah.
no. They got some pretty good pieces for him when they traded him away. And if they did get those pieces, they don't win. They don't win. There was a bitterness kind of there.
Yeah, I think sometimes that happens. It happens with kind of, where they just have kind of like the Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. It's like we don't know where he's going, but he can't stay here.
Yeah, there was just a bitterness between the two and the way they went.
It's kind of how a situation. It's kind of how I was a couple months ago. It's like, I don't know where he's going, but he can't stay here. It's kind of that was the feelings of everybody, including myself. Coronavirus? God, I hope not. That would be shitty. That would be a bad show. Mitch gets the coronavirus. I think it's called this cold, is what I have.
Oh, I've heard of those.
Yes. But anyways, Chris, I guess we're gonna wrap it up early.
Yeah.
I feel cheap. Let's see, how much time have we gone? 19 minutes and 51 seconds. Who the hell do we think we are? All time. How about any totals? Any totals out there?
The one that I was leaning towards in the NBA, I like the over 205.5 in the New York Charlotte game.
How about the Rockets
I just,
Grizzlies?
it was,
I'm a lean under there. I think that number's just a smidge too high.
I mean, Grizzlies don't play any defense, and the Rockets don't play any defense.
Yeah, I look. I see. I know what their average scoring is.
Mitch, can you explain the premium picks before you get off the air? I don't know what that means. Like, explain them. You can email me, mitch@pickdogs.com or mitch@sportschatplace.com, but I don't know what that means. Explain the premium picks. I don't know what that means. It's too vague. Chris, Chris is my interpreter. Any idea what that means? Actually, Rod speaks internet. Rod, do you know what that means? Mitch, can you explain the premium picks before you shut out? I don't know what that means. How the premium picks work, or the premium picks for today, or I don't know.
He wants to know how many picks, basically how many picks come in a premium pick package. So like how many?
Oh, it depends on the day. It depends on the day. Well, there's all different packages available.
Well, that's what he's asking about is a $30 package.
Yeah, you just go to the website, pickdogs.com, you click on premium, and I think it shows you the options, right, that are available. There's like a 1 day, a 1 week. I don't set this stuff, so it's like I'm less familiar with you. I just put the picks in. This is what I do. But there's a 1 day, I think there's a monthly, there's a weekly, and a yearly. So you can there's a variety pack, and it just depends on the number of games on the card, that fit what we're doing. But I try it, like on a day like today, I have 5 picks, maybe 6. I think I have 6 picks today. So it's generally in that 5 to 6 range, except like on a Saturday where there's like hundreds of games, there'll definitely be more. Yeah, it varies on the day. There's no set amount.
Yeah,
I wish there was. It sure would make it easier on me.
well, there's some days you like more games on the card than some days you could be like, "Whew, I want to put in like 15." Other days you're like, "Oh, I don't want to put in any."
yeah.
Some guy wants us to sign an exclusive advertising contract with him.
What's he selling?
Anyways, I guess we'll recap.
Alright.
Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Kind of out of it today. Here we go. Chris, tell us what you're thinking about the games.
All right, so
about the games, not about me.
okay, we don't have enough time for that.
The filibuster begins.
All right, so for the NHL today, I like Colorado -1.5 against Buffalo, Vegas -1.5 against Edmonton, and Pittsburgh -1.5 against LA. I parlay those 3 games together: Colorado, Vegas, Pittsburgh, all -1.5 at +917. NBA, I like Dallas -5 against San Antonio, Boston +4.5 against Utah, and over 205.5 in the New York Charlotte game. College basketball, I like Rhode Island -11.5 against Fordham, Marist +5.5 against Manhattan, Virginia -2.5 against Virginia Tech, Denver +7.5 against IPFW, and Southern Illinois -2.5 against Indiana State.
That was quick. All right. Rod, it's you.
NHL, give me the Penguins minus 2.5. Give me the Avs minus 2.5. Parlay those two together in a plus 892, two-team parlay. Give me the Oilers on the money line, plus 180. NBA, I like the Heat game over 230.5. Dallas Spurs over 229.5. Clippers minus 6.5. Boston plus 4.5. College hoops, give me Tennessee plus 5.5. Rhode Island minus 11.5 over Fordham. Give me Maryland at a pick 'em over Minnesota. Give me St. Bonnie's minus 4.5 over Duquesne. Give me UCF UCF plus 8 at UConn. Give me Virginia minus 2.5 at Virginia Tech. Give me Penn State minus 6 over Rutgers, and give me Bradley minus 3 over Illinois State. My three-team bird cage in college. Give me Bradley minus 3, Virginia minus 2.5, and Rhode Island minus 11.5.
What you guys don't see behind the scenes is the entire time Rod is talking, I'm doing this, and he can see it. Through a different. Anyways, I don't have one of these, but I do have a 4-team money line college basketball parlay, round robin. Tennessee, money line. Boise against UNLV, layup, money line. Vandy, money line. Arkansas State, money line. Gonna round robin parlay those 4 teams. I'll tell you what, I think Boise's a lock. I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to curse the crap out of them. I think Boise against UNLV is a stone cold lock. And I just don't see it any other way. It's like UNLV coming off the San Diego State win. I mean, how much is the public going to be behind them? And then, Boise's the way better team. So you're getting them plus 3 points if you want to take them with the points, but money line. Lock it in. Shoe in. Key. What do you guys think of that? Chris, a little Boise action for you?
I just wrote that down on my notepad. I'm playing all that today.
Mm-hmm. You like those games?
Oh, I like that. I like Boise State. I completely looked past it. I know it's at the end of the slate, but I completely forgot about it. UNLV on a complete letdown spot after that win against San Diego State.
Plus, they get back home, so it's like they're the heroes, right? It's like a lot of backslapping going on. It's like, and here comes Boise, who's like 138-2 on the road or something, right? Or they're 4-7 on the road, 5-6 against the number, but this team's rolling 8-2 in their last 10, 19-10 on the season. So they're fringe NCAA tournament. I don't know where they have them. But that's kind of where we're at with that. But I like Vandy here against Missouri. I think Missouri's just not good. And, Vandy, it's Vandy, but, they're not going to lose them all. We saw them win, against tougher than this. Tennessee against Arkansas. I think this is the one where you're kind of like, but Arkansas has been so bad lately. And I just like picking against Arkansas because their fans get so mad at me. So mad. They take it so personally. I'm just picking against them, against the spread. Usually it's like they're not going to cover 5.5 points. You don't know anything about Arkansas basketball. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'll tell you one thing I do know. It's about point spreads and probability. And then Arkansas State, aren't they the way better team here against Louisiana Lafayette? Is this senior night or something? It's gotta be. 11-17 against 15-14. I know Arkansas State 3-7 in their last 10, but Louisiana Lafayette 4-6 in their last 10, 5-6-1 against the number at home, 8-4 against the number on the road. I don't know, man. Just sometimes it's kind of the head scratcher. Yeah, Arkansas State has lost 7 in a row. So what, man? ULL is 11-17 on the season. Let's look at these 11 real quick. and see if there's any if they knocked off a lot of giants racking up these wins, you know. And when you look at Arkansas State and the 7 in a row that they've lost, outside of Louisiana Monroe, these have been the tougher teams in the conference, you know. While Louisiana Lafayette, they beat Troy, who beat Arkansas State, Georgia State. All right, so we'll birdcage the other 3, and then we'll put Arkansas State in our round robin. So we'll birdcage Tennessee, Boise. I can't even get my fingers together. I'm so sick. Tennessee, Boise, and Vandy birdcage, and then we'll money line round robin. So you guys talk me out of it. Yeah, I mean, teams win. Losing teams win, and winning teams lose. It's why they play the game. You know, it happens. Wake Forest beat Duke. I'm not talking about that. Never happens. Well, it doesn't never happen, but let's just say Tim Duncan hasn't been awake for a long time. Anyways, enjoyed the show as always. Hopefully everyone has a great day. Of course, join us in the Facebook group. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Thursday edition of Puck Dogs Live. Could use a short show, actually. It kind of helped a little bit. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you later.